Hello and welcome to the Level 2 Art and Design Diploma at Long Road Sixth Form College. My name is Karen Little and I'm course team leader. On the Level 2 Diploma in Art course, it is a full-time programme at Long Road Sixth Form College. It is the equivalent to 4 GCSEs and can be taken alongside Maths and English GCSE retake. It is suited to those students who have both completed a GCSE Art or those who chose not to take it as a Year 9 option. The course consists of 6 units and is 100% coursework. In Level 2, you will complete 6 units in photography, both digital and traditional, in graphic design and illustration, in exploring fine art, in developing your ideas in response to a project brief, in fashion and textiles, and in exploring the work of other artists and designers. At Long Road Sixth Form College, we're very fortunate in the fact we have very large, fully equipped art studios. On this slide here, you can see on the right-hand side some examples of our end-of-year art show. Exploring fine art is one of the units that you will cover on the Level 2 programme. Drawing is an important aspect of all the units. On this slide here, you can see a small-scale observational drawing, which has then been taken through to a final piece completed by oil pastels. We encourage all students to work from primary observation as much as possible, which is why we try and encourage you to come and join in on our many trips to local and national museums and galleries. This enables you to take supporting photographs and complete drawings from direct observation, often from very unusual objects and artefacts. On this slide here, you can see 2 different students who have responded to the same still life setup. The one on the left was completed in oil pastel and the one on the right has very sensitively been painted using watercolours. This student here has chosen to take the still life into a digital drawing using a Wacom tablet. The right-hand side of the screen shows the documentation and the annotation that is required by Level 2 students to explain their understanding of the materials, techniques and processes that they have completed and covered on the course. Printmaking is a very popular aspect of the course and it is used within both the Exploring Fine Art unit and the Surface pattern. Here a student has completed a small-scale yet complex lino print from direct observation. This slide here shows 2 other students' large-scale final piece lino print outcomes. Photography is a very popular aspect of the course. We have both the traditional darkroom, which is available to Level 2 students, but we also have access to a fully equipped digital studio photography suite. This outcome here was completed using a pinhole paint can tin, an exciting and unusual experimental approach to photography. Again, this slide here shows another student's outcome. This piece here was completed in the photography studio and is a technique called drawing with light. The students used their lights on their mobile phones or bike lights or torches and move around with the camera set on a long exposure. Here is another example of a student using the lights. And here is a group outcome piece. We try and take you out as much as possible and often we go into Cambridge. This was a digital photograph that a student took as part of a sense of place unit. Again, they have edited it and used digital skills to enhance the outcome. Fashion and textiles is one of the units that you will cover. On this slide here you can see that students have used printmaking skills and techniques to build up repeat pattern. This repeat pattern work is then taken into either digital textile outcomes or straightforward textile outcomes. This slide here shows a very sensitive and beautifully executed large-scale silk painting. The student has then embellished and enriched the outcome by adding small, very tiny beads. This slide here shows how the students have used Photoshop skills and taken their original photographs and repeated them and manipulated them onto fashion garments. Graphic design and illustration is another aspect of the course which is very popular. On the left-hand side here you can see that a student has started working on a very sensitive digital drawing of the Victoria and Albert Museum in London, in which we visited on a recent trip. On the right hand side, a student has completed their own poster design for the Victoria and Albert Museum. This slide here shows a student's whack-on drawing on the left hand side, and then how a different student has interpreted similar artefact but has completed their final poster design. Again, typography is an important aspect of your graphic design and illustration unit. This slide here shows students who have focused more on the illustration side, as that was of particular interest to them. Again, we've got a fully equipped Mac suite where you can access and use excellent techniques such as layering within Photoshop and digital manipulation. Here a student has worked for a local museum, the Museum of Archaeology and Anthropology in Cambridge, using their repeat pattern skills. They also produce supporting and exciting promotional postcards to go along with their poster. The following next 3 slides are small-scale postcard samples that a student produced after visiting the Victoria and Albert Museum, again using a combination of different techniques such as transfer dye, digital skills, but also combining their original photographs. This student here chose to use their own original photograph that they took in London, and then using Photoshop skills, edit it and transform the colours, and then think about and consider their typography skills. Sketchbooks are a really important part of the course. By the time you finish, you will have 6 really exciting, clearly documented sketchbooks. These will contain your ideas, your research, and looking at the work of others, artists and designers. They will also include trips to galleries that you have been on with college, but also independently. This slide here shows a level 2 end of year exhibition. You can see on the right hand side the student has printed out their fashion and textile shirt design outcomes, and in the central piece you can see they've taken this through to rucksacks and trainers. They actually even chose to have one of their images printed out onto a t-shirt, and at the front and bottom of the slide you can see their completed sketchbooks. So what is special about the Level 2 Art and Design Diploma course at Longroad Sixth Form College? Well, you're taught by specialist tutors. You're taught within excellent purpose-built facilities. That will include an applied art Mac suite, a traditional photography darkroom. We also encourage you to come in during the day when you don't have any other additional lessons to complete extra coursework so that you can achieve your highest grades possible. We have lots of exciting complimentary trips throughout, and we support and advise you with your progression, and often have universities and visitors come in and talk to you about that. Each year we welcome the Raptor Foundation to Longroad Sixth Form College, and students from Level 2 and Level 3 work alongside each other drawing from the live birds. Although it's a very difficult challenge, students really enjoy the excitement and really relish the experience. Here are some beautiful examples that have been completed during the drawing programme. We go on lots of trips at college. On this slide here, on the top left-hand corner, you can see that 2019 we were fortunate enough to go to Paris. The bottom left-hand side is from the Christian Dior exhibition at the V&A in London, and both slides on the right-hand side have been taken from the Botanical Gardens and the Zoology Museum in Cambridge. We're very fortunate in Cambridge to have lots of opportunities to visit our wonderful local museums and galleries. We hope that this has given you an insight into our Level 2 Diploma in Art course here. Obviously, once lockdown is over and we are in a position to invite you back into college, you'll be able to look at all our wonderful facilities and speak to some of our current students if you have any further questions. Thank you very much for your time today. Thank you.